A good morning to everyone. We are live from digital address GA0992539 in Kokumemle, Accra. On DSTV, we are on channel 421 and GoTV channel 144. Welcome to Joy News Interactive. Follow us, like our page on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We are Joy News on TV. My name is Selinam Ampo. Now, sanitation in Ghana is a conversation we've had over and over. It's even becoming cliche. Someone dumps rubbish in the gutter, it rains and floods because the drains are filled with rubbish. But it may seem our attitude towards sanitation is finally changing. Not too long ago, a citizen captured himself on video forcing an Indian man who dumped plastic waste along the Accra-Tema motorway while driving. I'm sure we all remember that video. Just over the weekend, however, an officer of the Ghana Police Service was captured in some pictures forcing a woman who threw waste out of her moving car to disembark and collect all the garbage. But funny enough, more people are joining in and making others do the right thing. Let's watch this.
The pictures, which were over the weekend widely circulated on various social media platforms, show an officer of the Ghana Police Service forcing a woman who allegedly threw a used water sachet out of a moving car to collect garbage from the median near the Gender Ministry here in Accra. A Facebook page operated by the Sanitation and Water Resources Ministry confirmed the policeman was the security detail of the minister. It further urged all citizens to play a role in keeping Ghana clean, and some Ghanaians have already heeded the call. Yesterday, a citizen filmed himself forcing a man who disposed of waste indiscriminately in Tema to carry a sack full of waste to a designated waste site. In the video, the unidentified man is heard marching and directing the offender as he carried the waste on his head from the Tema Harbour area to a waste site at Tema Community 1 as punishment for dumping waste on the floor.
Move! Quickly, let's go. I'm taking you to Community 1 where you can dispose of your waste. You can't dump waste indiscriminately in other countries like we do in Ghana. We should build a nation ourselves. No one can build a nation better than we both can do.
America even Togo port. With your winning. Call me, Miss Machiwa. Then go get the dustbin and put it somewhere, okay? Don't drop it on the roadside.
In another video, which has gone viral, a woman is seen dumping a big black polythene bag full of waste close to a refuse bin. Shortly after, two men drag the woman by the hand to do the right thing. The woman, in embarrassment, hurriedly handpicks the refuse and disposes it in the bin. Perhaps more citizens playing important roles such as these could finally rid the nation of filth.
Wow, well, finally, it seems some people are changing their attitudes, or we Ghanaians are changing our attitudes. But what do you have to say on social media? Are we changing our attitudes towards sanitation in the country? Let's read some comments. It says, definitely, if this had been started long ago, we wouldn't have been where we are today. Is it not pathetic to clean the city every month for people to litter the place again? I think we should be responsible for things that happen within our environment. The same attitude should be used to tackle the Galamsey menace rather than allowing politicians and certain people to mess up with our environment. And Ernest Kichana says, no, force is changing the attitude of some Ghanaians. If persuasion fails, I guess force is applied. And Wistino says, gradually we are changing. And Christian Akbazi, says, let's support the cleaner city agenda. Prince Nuruddin says we are changing, but we still need public education on sanitation. And Liz Giddens says definitely it's about time we make that positive change to make a cleaner environment. And Rejoice Amegashi says this the way to go. I support it. Janedi says it takes one to do it right for others to follow. I really hope other law enforcement will take something from this, as well as we the civilians also learning something from this. It's high time the police stop collecting bribes and enforce the law as it is. Martina Pia Kamensi says the move by the police is good. I have consistently called for these community police officers to be sanitation police, to deal with the character of littering, to solve the sanitation problems. And Memo Francis says the earlier we change, the better it will be for all of us. I can't imagine that in this day and age, cholera is killing thousands of people in the nation capital. This is unacceptable and unspeakable of us as a nation. Please, the politicians alone can't do it. We must change our attitude. And Bwedi Kwame says, because we have seen that it's not any figurative Satan sitting somewhere causing death when it rains. It's our attitudes that's satanic. Definitely, when the conversation is about sanitation, we are all involved. Let's step away from that and talk about the Ghana GPS system. Over the years, we've become accustomed to using landmarks as a means of giving directions for location of property. The blue kiosk, the Wache cellar, the Kofi Brookman cellar, and that big tree at the junction. It become reference points for giving out our locations. Instead of using a church, a tree, or a street stall to locate a home or business, the government launched a digital system where every property across the nation has a unique code as its address. If you did not know, here are some facts about the National Digital Property Addressing System, aptly dubbed Ghana Post GPS. Well, what we thought would mark the end of an era and the beginning of a new one seems to be dwindling, as most Ghanaians are not really using the application.
The last time I used it was at the time we were registering for the ECOWAS card. So we needed the Ghana Post GPS to generate some codes. So I think that was the last time I used the app.
I use it for my Ghana card. And even clients, when you buy online, Jumia and other stuffs, when you give your digital address, they can come straight to your house.
Of course I use it.
So what do you use it for?
Oh, I use it for a lot of things. Normally, there is this friend who wanted to know where I stay, but without a GPS address, I couldn't have given him directions to the place. So with the help of the GPS address, he was able to identify, he was able to locate where I stay. Basically, I think it's only for the location. That's the only thing I use the GPS for. Yeah.
What I know is, like, it's you see, as we are going to the Ghana card, they ask for returns, like when someone wants to locate you or something. Oh yeah, that's, yeah.
For instance, when I was going to register for my Ghana card, it was a prerequisite, so I had to use it. And also, It's unfortunately, but when someone is coming to where I stay with an Uber car, when I give the direction with the GPS app, the person is able to locate where I am.
I only downloaded it because I needed the address to open an account and also the Ghana card, yes, but I don't use it.
Well, if you don't know what else you can use the application for after generating your digital address code, this is what you can use it for.
The Ghana Post GPS app. Many people know it to be just for generating digital addresses and sharing their digital address. But did you know that there are so many other things that it could also do? So besides the Ghana Post GPS app being able to generate a digital address, you can actually access the maps. You can see where you are, the digital address of the location that you are at. You can actually even go into a street view. This uses Google Maps Street View application to show you exactly where you are. So as you can see on my screen, we are at Joy FM. So when I go to the Street View app, I can see the Joy FM building right there. And then you can also use it to access your route through Google Maps and through Uber. So let's say you're going to another location and you enter the digital address of that location. You can actually go straight into Uber from the Ghana Post GPS app. So think about it like instead of typing in the address of the location you're going to, which is the address that you probably don't know, or the name of the area, you can actually type in the digital address and then go straight into your route and into Uber, and it will take you into Uber so you can get to your location. Now, besides all this, you can actually save addresses in your address book in the Ghana Post GPS app. So say you went to see a friend and you're sure that you'd probably forget your directions to that location, you can actually generate the digital address to that location and save it in the address book by clicking on the Save Address button. When you do that, it saves the address in the address book, and then anytime you want to go there, just go into your address and search for Selinam's location, and then you get that location to get there. There's also a space where you can actually scan digital addresses. So you've seen that they've been posting digital address signs on buildings. You can actually go to the camera icon on the top left and then scan a digital address, and then you can save it. Once you scan the digital address, it gives you all the details of that location, and then you can save it. There's also a trick up the sleeves of this app where you can actually access emergency services like ambulance, police service, and fire service. So rather than guessing the phone number of your police, ambulance, or fire service, you actually hit any of these buttons and it sends your location, your digital address location to these services so they can find you. And if you want help about how to do more on this app, there's actually a help section. You just hit it and all the information is there.
I hope that was enlightening. If you didn't know how to use the app, I'm sure you now do by watching that particular video. Anyways, it's time for us to take a short break and we'll be back with more. Welcome back from that short break. You're watching Joy News Interactive. Now, if you're a Twitter addict like me, I'm sure you've checked the trends and seen one hashtag at the top. Let's take a look at it. And on the Ghana trends, we have hashtag Justice for Afoko trending right at the top. We also have Martin Amido in the trends. Hashtag Tuesday Motivation and hashtag Fix Lekma Now. And Gregory Afoko is in the trends. And those are some of the popular names that are trending today. Now, the conversation surrounding Gregory Afoko, he's one of the two suspects standing trial for the murder of the New Patriotic Party Upper East Regional Party Chairman Adams Mahama. Many Ghanaians on social media have condemned the recent developments in that trial, and yesterday an Accra High Court rescinded the decision of another High Court judge to grant him bail. And many of you have been reacting to this. Let's take some of those comments. And 5-star General says, it could be you, your brother, your father, or even your son. Speak up now. Hashtag Justice for Afoko. Natete tweets, he says, if we don't rise up against this injustice as Ghanaians, they will do it to every single one of us. Greg Afoko deserves to have his dignity intact. Hashtag justice for Afoko. It comes with an image that says, a quote from Montesquieu, which says, laws need to have the same meaning for everyone. And Elikem Ike Kotoko says we must always take sides. Neutrality helps the oppressor, never the victim. Silence encourages the tormentor, never the tormented. The opposite of love is not hate, it's indifference. This is a quote from Ellie Weasel. Hashtag justice for Afoko. Well, the conversations continue. You can join us on our social media platforms and share your thoughts. The Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram is Joy News on TV. Let's move away from that and talk about chewing sticks. When last did you use sokudria? The chewing stick. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's simply a chewing stick. Until recently, the sokodria used to be a common but important dental care commodity in Ghana. It can be used to brush against the teeth or used as a toothpick. But this commodity seems to be struggling to stand the test of time. The introduction of toothbrush and toothpaste have appeared to have been pushing the chewing stick to the background. Well, Pearl and Michelle Boateng take a look at how the commodity is coping in the face of modernity and have filed this report. Let's take a look.
Chewing stick until the late 90s used to be an important commodity because of its importance. It used to be a cleaning agent for the teeth at the time toothbrushes were rare. We hit the streets of Kumasi to find out how many people are still using chewing sticks, even in the face of introduction of toothbrush.
As for me, chewing stick is very good to me because when God created man and woman, He placed them in the Garden of Eden. In the Garden of Eden, there were no pepsodent, the varieties of pepsodent. It was only chewing stick they chew. Adam and Eve chewed.
I use the chewing stick before brushing with toothpaste every morning. It helps me to keep my teeth clean. I bought a bunch of it. I even carry some along when I'm traveling.
Scientists have proven that when you use a toothbrush, there is fluoride and chloride, which help prevent your teeth and germs. So me, I prefer the toothbrush.
Doctors say chewing stick has several health benefits. Dr. Berta Joe is a dentist at the Konfo Anoche Teaching Hospital.
Find people put the chewing stick in their mouth and say, I'm cleaning my teeth. But honestly, they are just chewing. Yeah. There's nothing like using the chewing stick to try and clean. Every year chewing it is a different thing. Of course, you need to chew together fluffy parts, or like sponge-like thing, which you can use then to clean around the teeth. And they should be with some toothpaste of a sort, because we are not only making.
So the question we've tried to find out from you was, when last did you use, when last did you chew a stick? Let's hop onto social media to find out what you had to say. Jerry Nee Mate says, I've been chewing sticks in the 90s. I'm still chewing sticks in the 2019. And Adam One says, made in Ghana, let's stop using toothpaste and go back to this. It doesn't kill. Fluoride in some toothpaste is poisonous. And Coftown Pillar says, Adam and Eve were chewing stick. And Abanga Jansa says, long time, I still feel like chewing, but my teeth wouldn't allow me. And Hawa Habib says, just yesterday I bought the ice cream in a cup with chewing stick. After enjoying the ice cream, before I realized I was chewing the stick. And Ganaba Ifia Poma says, I would use more than an hour to chew a bit of it. It be hard. Well, you can go on to our Facebook pages, Joy News on TV, and share your comments on that topic. When last did you chew stick? Anyways, it's time for us to wrap up on the conversation on the show Joy News Interactive. You've been watching with me, Selinam Ampo. Do stay tuned for more stories on other bulletins and have a nice day.